Whoops. I've been sent on a mission to get some new pots for the garden. Now, I could go somewhere fancy where most of the neighbors would go, but I thought I'd be a little bit more adventurous and see if I can find something in the back streets. I know roughly where I need to go, so let's see how we get on. So walking through this informal garbage collecting area, managed to collect a ride on the donkey cart. Isn't okay? Hasan. Força saída, Hasan. So inside this pottery place, we've got Mahmoud over on this side. He's compressing clay, putting it into molds for light fixtures for the garden. We've got Nabil over here on the wheel, so he's forming big pots. One of the other guys here mixing the clay by foot. Over in this corner, there's sort of a well over here where they're turning the dry powder into the clay itself. A very interesting process, all done by hand.
النار بتاعته الدرجات بتاعته 70 درجة في النار.
So Nabil is taking a pot that he's made already and he's going to extend the height of it, then put a bit of design onto it, ready to go out in the sun for drying. Assam is busy making the next pieces of dough ready to go into the top of the pot that Nabil is working on.
كنت working في لقطة بنتي حاجة جميل ده كده
So now he's just measuring the diameter of it, make sure it's the right size.
بس
أقول لك هو ماشي
لما انت هتوقعني هتكسر.
So the pot's crafted on the wheel. Next step, out into the sun. So that's taking me a little bit of time to understand the process. So the clay gets tipped into that trough on the other side there, gets mixed thoroughly with the water, they break it all down. After a while, when they've done a good job of that, it goes into the big trough behind us here where it sits for 3 days. When they go to extract it from there, they'll put it through sieves to make sure they get rid of any of the stones and rocks out of it. And then they'll bring it inside and put into the corner here, which they use as their sort of reserve that they use day to day. Then they'll mix it with the dehydrated clay here to give it extra strength. So here we have the clay being mixed by foot. So he takes the clay, so here he's using a wire, he'll cut the top piece off, roll that off out of the way. The clay is rolled into the mold, pressed down tightly. So the one on the right, you can see that the pieces come off and the pattern just gently put into the clay. So Mahmoud is now cutting out all of the shapes in the light box so that the light internally can shine through. So here's a finished product being spun around, ready to go in the sun and then into the kiln. These guys give me a hard time, telling me to hurry up. So Mahmoud was brave enough to give me the cutting tool to have a go. I think he spent the next 5 minutes trying to repair what I did.
بص زي ما هو.
Yeah. Like this, okay.
Yeah. Good. اقطع. Cut.
Cut. Show here.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah. اسند بدي. ايوه اسند بيها واقطع بدي. Cut.
cut. Show here.
Cut. اعمل دي بقى.
And another one.
Yeah. لف دور الحجر وحط ايدك. كده.
So this is Malin Nabil. So he's the big boss here, Malin Nabil Hosni. So he started work here when he was 8 years of age. So he's 48 now. So been working here for 40 years. Started when he was 8.
ايوه.
استنى عشان انا قصير.
Okay.
عشان تطولي لو انا قصير.
Perfect. So this is Malin Nabil Hosni. So he's the big boss here. He's come and got one of these things to stand on. So okay, no. So he started work when he was 8 years of age here. So he's been working here for 40 years, so he's 48 years old.
40 سنة شغال في الصنعة ديت.
40 سنة.
4 سنة. Very good. ممتاز.
الله يخليك.
Okay, a bit of a breakdown in communications here. So he's 29, Mahmoud's 29 years of age. I didn't think he had been working here for 29 years. Right? Mahmoud is 29 years of age. He's been working here since he's 16. Right, so he's been here for 13, working here for 13 years.
Yeah.
Mahmoud, number 2, is 20 years of age. But Shugul Henna, how long have you been working here?
بقول لك شغال بقالك قد ايه هنا؟ شغال قد ايه في الصنعة يعني؟ يعني بنقول مثلا
ساعة كام؟ Henna.
كتير يا عم ما اعرفش ولا
Katir. He's been working here a long time. He feels like it's a long time. Too long. Katir Awi. So this is Aysam. He's one of the hard workers here. Does a fantastic job and has been really helpful at showing me around. That is one big pot.
Oh.
Then the pots are put into the sun for the first stage of drying. So this little vehicle is what they'll go to collect their flammable material in. So this is all sorts of wood and scrap that they would have got from the garbage collectors, and that'll go straight in the kiln. The fire goes into the bottom here, heating up the kiln which sits above it. So I'm stood in the doorway of the furn or the kiln. It's certainly warm, I can feel the heat coming out of it. But this area which is normally bricked up, the bricks have been taken down, and inside are a number of large clay pots that are clearly cured or baked or whatever the terminology is. Brick floor, and the heat comes from underneath those bricks. So I'm down at the base of the furnace, and this is where the fire is, right through this hole here. So it's just a small oven actually underneath there. It's to be quite efficient, and that heats up the whole kiln. This place is incredible. These guys mix all their own clay, make everything by hand, and they're extremely skilled in what they do. I just walked off some back street, down some dusty lane to find this place. The guys welcomed me in, they showed me around, showed me how things work. They even insisted that I try my hand at a few things. And that really made me appreciate how good they are at what they do. What's off the scale is the hospitality that these guys show me. Craftsmen like Nabil, Mahmoud, who are willing to take me into their premises, show me around, and really take me into their world. That's why I love exploring the back streets of Egypt. Luckily, Nabil had exactly what we wanted. Might even score a few brownie points.